Hi, this is Ernie. I'm the guy who had $6 in his checking account to now having millions of dollars. Today, I want to talk about my woman audience. And the topic, and men should totally watch this as well. And the topic is how to hope for the best and plan for the worst. And I'll use my sister and another friend as an example of what to do and what not to do. Okay? Um, so my sister, one right above me, incredibly picky. So she was in grad school, so she wanted to marry somebody who has a graduate degree, um, like who was never married, who doesn't have kids, who wasn't widowed, whatever, right? And who's available to date, who's not a two-timer, taller than certain height, fit, no belly, fairly good looking, no smoking, no drugs, and earn certain amount of money. And she had some success dating because I think she's fairly good looking, but she really, really struggled, especially living in New York City where, the people jokingly said for every 8 women, there are 2 available guys. That's how miserable New York City dating life is or was back then. And I recently had a conversation. So she and I talked a lot about how she needs to get rid of this list and just go with somebody, even if they're not that tall, go with somebody who genuinely makes her happy and who's really, really good to her. And then I recently had a conversation, and she eventually got married and have 2 kids and happily married. And I recently had a conversation with another friend, and I said, I think there might be less than 10 available men for you in entire DFW. And she was like, oh, come on, don't be ridiculous. There are plenty of men like that. I'm like, okay, so I Googled it. I wrote down on a sheet of paper, which is in front of on my screen, right behind this phone. So in DFW, there are 4.16 million men. She has a college degree, so she wants somebody with a college degree too. So that's about 36.7%. So now the number goes down to 1.5 million. And I'm rounding, so it's easier for me to talk. Somebody who's never been married, that's 44%. So it goes down to about 670,000 people. Still a lot of men, but who's available to date. That's not complicated, right? 39%. So now the number goes to a little over 250,000. Taller than 6 feet, that's 14.5%. So now number goes down to 38,000. Somebody who's fit, she doesn't want somebody who has a belly or who's a little overweight, 13%. So now number goes to below 5,000. Good looking. And I'm like, how good looking? She's like, good looking. And I was like, okay, 10% if you're doing the bell-shaped curve. Then now the number goes down to 494. Yeah, 494. No drugs, that's 73%. No smoking, 82%. So now number goes down to 296. She said, I make this amount of money. I work really hard. And I want somebody who makes as much as I do. So men with income over 200,000, that's 3.6%. How many men are available now in DFW? 11. Yes, these are phenomenal statistics. But she has more criteria. Full set of hair, unlike me, where I'm losing a little bit of hair, actually, or more than little. Somebody who is Christian, I think. Somebody who has enough wealth, because her whole thing is she doesn't have money saved up other than her house. And I was like, how much money do you have? I was like, do you not worry about your retirement? She's like, no, I want to marry somebody who is wealthy so that I don't have to worry about money. So it's not about $200,000 a year in salary. That person has to have the wealth. So 11 goes down to even 1, maybe 2. And those 2 guys or 1 guy has to like her enough and love her enough to marry her for this thing to work out. And I told her that's a bad plan, because there might not be, those guys might have more options. These guys are cream of the crop. They freely go date anybody they want and might not necessarily date her when she's in her late 30s. Oh, she got offended, right? But I told her, what's your plan? Well, I asked her, what's your plan B? And she said, I don't have a plan B. And I'm like, okay, so you're going to retire poor? She's like, no, I'm going to find someone who's wealthy and who's going to take care of me. And I'm like, no, girl, you need to have a plan B. So then she got pissed off. She went away. And I cannot believe I actually said this to her. I felt really bad. And then like 20 minutes later, she came back and she said, how do I come up with a plan B? So I told her what she needs to do. Just in case it does not happen. And think about this too. Marriage, 50% of the marriage does not work out. So yeah, he's like, what is your plan B? So I told her, you need to change your lifestyle. You need to think about how much money you need when you retire. If you learn how to do what I do and sell options, you might not need as much. But if you don't know how to do that, you might need to save more money. So she and I sat down, we went through all the numbers, and she said, okay, I really need to rethink about my retirement. So I actually recommended her this book, and I recommended this book some time ago. It's extremely easy to read, not like The Intelligent Investor. It's a little more academic oriented. So this one is like easy to read. You get it from the woman's perspective. And she said she read a copy and she's like, yeah, and she's using my link to open a brokerage account. So now she's investing, and she's investing religiously, because that 2 or 11 that's available guys, she might not even meet them at all in DFW. She might actually have to expand her dating radius, or I forget what app has those radius and things, or cities. But yeah, she realized not having plan B, she might get in real financial trouble down the road. So I know this is the tough topic, but I want to know what your plan B is. And if you do not have plan B, and it's not just for single ladies. I have plenty of my friends who used to live in $1 million home, got divorced, they had to move to like rental property, or had to move to another city because they couldn't afford to have a single family home with their kids. So plan B is really, really, really crucial. So what is your plan B? How do you get there? It is by saving, investing, and fast tracking your financial freedom so that you don't have to rely on us men or your partner or your parents to achieve your financial freedom, and you could enjoy life with or without men. And to be honest, like, we're so immature. Do you even want to be with us and wash our dirty clothes and put up with our neediness and all that? You might not. But without the plan B, you might not really have an option and make some wrong choices in life. So what do I recommend? You get this book from the library. Don't buy it. Get it from the library. And start budgeting, saving, and investing. And if you use my profile, go to my profile, there's a link for SoFi. If you open an account with SoFi, they not only have a lot of education tape or videos and content, they give you free $25 for you to start so that you can learn how to invest. And my content is free. I talk about like what ETFs to choose, how to set up recurring investment, how to do DRIP or dividend reinvestment program. Everything is available for free. So watch them and learn and start building your plan B. I know you're going to have a lot of questions as well as criticisms. I'm willing to accept them and answer any questions you have. It is the best way to leave those questions through comments so that other fellow audience can benefit from my answers as well. And yeah, don't forget to like, repost, and follow for more investment tips. Thanks for watching.